All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Medical Monday with our hospital experts at East Cooper Medical Center. Today, we're discussing primary care, common viruses, and East Cooper's annual We Know Women event. It's our pleasure to welcome Dr. Kay Durst to the program. Dr. Durst, thanks so much for coming on. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about this. Flu season, of course, is wrapping up. We've made it through that, hopefully unscathed, but that's not the only bug that we need to focus on.
Yeah, that's true. We're seeing a lot right now. A lot of the gastroenteritises are kind of like stomach bugs, or they say stomach flu. So you have the diarrhea, vomiting, and just kind of illness overall.
So that's what's going on right now?
Yeah, a lot of it, unfortunately.
That's not good. We've had a couple of cases in the news station, unfortunately, already. So obviously this thing is going around.
Yes, it is.
How do you defend against that?
The best thing is actually to wash your hands. That's really good. And then if somebody is sick, it's better if you stay at home and just kind of stay away from people that are ill already, people with diabetes, children. If they're in the daycare, they should really stay at home until they haven't had any diarrhea or vomiting for about 24 hours.
So those are the symptoms you need to look out for?
Yes, those are the main things, the diarrhea and the vomiting. So.
Doesn't sound like a good time at all. Doctor,
No.
tell me a little bit between that and then the food poisoning. Can you tell a difference between symptoms? Is that usually associated with the fever as well?
Both of them can have a slight fever. You start worrying if you get a fever higher than 100.1 or 100.5. So it is hard to tell if it is a foodborne illness or is it just a virus that you have. And the main thing with it on both of them is you want to keep hydrated, drinking a lot of fluids, make sure you continue to eat is the best thing.
Is there any kind of truth to that? I know my personal remedy is flat ginger ale, something like that, something with little bubbles in it to settle the stomach. Is there any truth to that rumor?
There is truth about the ginger. Ginger helps with the nausea and vomiting, and a lot of women, especially pregnant, use that to help with that. And then also a little bit of the ginger ale is good. But for little kids, it's really better to have oral replacement therapy like Pedialyte, something like that. So it does help.
Dehydration, obviously, you mentioned, is kind of the biggest factor in this thing. When do you need to know that you need to go into an emergency room or a hospital and replenish those fluids, maybe get an IV?
Yeah. Main thing you look for is if you've been uncontrolling vomiting and you can't keep anything down, even with small sips and ice. Also, if anybody has a greater fever, obviously if they're throwing up blood, have diarrhea with blood, that's important. And especially people, if they're kids less than 6 months old, they need to go to the emergency room or see their doctor, and then the elderly, because they have different requirements that need to be looked after.
Yeah. You mentioned kind of preventing this with washing your hands. Are these the kinds of sicknesses and viruses that you can, buy those Clorox wipes or another brand wipe and try and kill those germs before they incubate?
Yes, you can with some of them. They are helpful. And then there's some of the viruses too, prevention, that we have immunizations for kids, the rotavirus, the vaccines, and then hepatitis is another one. You could get hepatitis A and B vaccine, and that helps also.
It certainly does. Well, great information right there. And then, of course, our friends at East Cooper Medical, you guys are doing a We Know Women event, and that's coming up on Thursday the 29th?
Right, yeah. We're very excited about it. We hope everybody can come. It should be nice. We're going to have a panel of doctors. We're going to have free screening, a chance to have one-on-one with all different type of doctors, surgeons, family care, OB. It should be a great time. We hope everybody comes out for that.
Absolutely. So we kind of get that one-on-one medical advice that you don't really have to wait for that waiting room and kind of that typical process in the hospital or doctor's office. Well, it sounds fantastic. Again, that is coming up on the 29th. That is a Thursday. You're going to get those health screenings, physician panels, a whole bunch of great stuff. If you want to, get more information about that, just log on to that website right there. And be sure to protect yourself, because nobody wants one of those stomach viruses.
No, definitely not.
Indeed. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And remember, you can visit our experts page at abcnews4.com/experts for more information on this topic and many others. And stay with us. We're back with more Lowcountry Live after this.